Welcome to Let's Play Mega Man X. My name is Neko, and thank you for watching this video. Now, Mega Man Month, so to speak, continues. Let's take a look at the options first, just to see that everything is fine. Yeah, we're ready to start. Let's dive right into Mega Man X. One of my favorite games on the Super Nintendo. If not my favorite game. At least it's one that I can easily go back to. It's like I never tire of this game. Oh, Mega Man X. What could I say that's not been said already? I guess let's just play it and I'll experience it from my personal point of view. Of course, something I'd like to know is, when did you first play this game? Do you keep that in memory? Do you remember the very first time you got the chance to play Mega Man X? I certainly do. I remember that my friend Simon's mother, her cousin, had a video store for a while. A video rental store, to be more precise. Of course, they had games for renting. And, well, eventually, the video store closed. So all these Super Nintendo games had no purpose anymore. So her cousin gave her all the games, and my friend Simon was the one who inherited all the games, basically. Which meant that he got Mega Man X. And every day after school, I would go to Simon's place, because I was too young to look after myself. I was not even 10 years old at the time. I must have been around 8 or 9. But anyway, so every day after school I'd go to his place, and the Super Nintendo was set up in his big brother's room. By that time his big brother was never home, he was too old, so we never used the Super Nintendo anymore. So what we'd do usually is that we'd spend the evening playing the Super Nintendo in this dark room. I love this big brother's room, it looks so cool in there. It was the perfect atmosphere to play Super Nintendo games. The two games that we played the most were Contra 3 and Mega Man X. Both games have the same kind of post-apocalyptic feeling to them, though Mega Man X a little bit less. Though the story in X is so cryptic that, to me as a child, I felt it was post-apocalyptic. It felt like robots had taken over the world and humans were nowhere to be found. I always wondered what the story of Mega Man X was, but to be honest, the story was not what I cared about the most in this game. No, the atmosphere was all I needed, and that gameplay was so crisp. I remember thinking that I'd never played such a difficult game. The first time we came across a boss, a Maverick, I remember thinking that Super Mario World was way easier, and that Mega Man X must have been a really advanced game. Of course, now I'm much more comfortable playing it, but as a kid, it completely mind-blown me. Getting to this very first boss. Already you feel like this is going to be a tough battle. And he's got no HP bar. So that makes it even more scary. You wonder, am I doing any damage to him? He's not even flinching. He just keeps coming. Start to wonder, can I even win this? Am I powerless? And then this happens. You worthless piece of scrap metal. Did you think you could defeat me? Zero shows up to save you. Look at that guy. As a child, I was in awe. I guess I'm not powerful enough to defeat him. X, you shouldn't expect to defeat him. He is designed to be a war machine. Remember, You have not reached full power yet. If you use all the abilities you were designed with, you should become stronger. You may even become as powerful as I am. I'll scout ahead and collect as much information on Sigma's fortress as I can. I'll meet up with you when you get there. See you later. X, I know you can do it. Zero believes in you. I always thought that was such a genius scene. As a kid, I looked up to Zero so much. I remember seeing his picture in Nintendo Power and my friend explaining to me that in the beginning of the game, Zero was much stronger than you, and the whole purpose of the game was basically to grow stronger so that you could catch up to him and even surpass him, so that you could finally defeat all these bosses. Now, what's the story in Mega Man X? Well, let's keep it simple. It takes place in the future of the Mega Man world. And in this future, there's a really advanced form of robot called a Reploid that's been developed. Reploids are humanoid-looking robots, and now they live in society with humans. They've come to a point where the world is just as full of Reploids as it is of humans. Reploids have been made as replicas of the most advanced robot created, which is Mega Man X, or just X for short. If I remember this correctly, X was created by Dr. Light and the Reploids were made as a copy of X. But one day, a virus started to make all robots go completely berserk and rebel against humanity. This is called the Maverick virus, and it's causing all these robots to turn evil, basically. So your job in this, as X, is that you're a Maverick hunter, and you need to fight all these robots that have gone berserk. Ironically enough, all of these robots used to be Maverick hunters as well, but they've betrayed humanity and they've sided with Sigma, the villain of this game. Now it's time to go and stop Sigma, so let's take out his generals one by one. If we take a look at the map, you'll see that Chill Penguin is located up north. You've got this one in the west, in the ocean. This one is in the mountains. This one has an airship just above this factory, right here. We have one in the jungle, this tower here, and this other factory right here. So we're going to start with the one I always start with, Chill Penguin. I believe everyone starts with Chill Penguin. Alright. I hope I didn't confuse you too much with that summary of the story. Mega Man X, the game itself, doesn't show too much story in the beginning. It's mostly focused on gameplay. You experience it through what you see in the game, more than the story being actually told to you. So the story is more suggested, I suppose. But the game sure isn't lacking in atmosphere. There's quite a few things that made this game different from standard Mega Man games, and I'll start showing them to you soon. Of course, the wall jump certainly is a nice feature. It's, the game truly expects you to use it. During boss fights, for platforming segments, you just have to use that wall jump. And it's such a neat feature, something that I find I kept missing when I was playing Mega Man 7. But there's also these capsules, and they're scattered in all the levels. This one is in plain sight, but all of the others will be hidden, and that's because these capsules are armor upgrades. So you've come. X, I gave you the ability to choose your own path in life. And and I hoped the world would allow you to choose a peaceful one. But now, it seems that you are destined to fight. Because I thought the world might need a new champion, I have hidden capsules like this one. If you find and use them, you will be able to increase your powers beyond anything the world has ever known. Step into this capsule and receive an acceleration system to boost your speed. Good luck, X! A gift from Dr. Light, the original creator of X. It looks like we're Dr. Light's legacy. And just like that, now we can dash. I love this feature. Oh, we got lucky with the lives so far. Well, I hope I don't waste them. It sure is odd playing this on my computer instead of the Super Nintendo, but for capturing the footage is the best way possible. I wish I could play it on my TV and capture it somehow. It would be so much more comfortable. Look at this suit of armor. Isn't that amazing that you get to pilot these? I always love that. Oh, speaking of which, the sequel to this game, Mega Man 2, has different suits of armors that were not available in this one. And in Mega Man 3, you can actually make these suits of armor spawn at your will. You can unlock them and make them spawn anywhere. Well, anywhere, I don't think it's true. There are specific areas that allow you to make them spawn and then you choose which one you want. But it's amazing. Alright, first boss time. Chill Penguin. This guy isn't too much of an issue. That's why I would recommend starting with him. His abilities are not that great. He can make these ice statues appear, however. So you have to be careful of that. He'll try to how should I say that? He'll summon a storm in the room by using this lever at the top, and he'll make these statues slide towards you, making them crash into you, basically. So you need to be careful of that. When you see him jump to the roof, expect him to summon that storm of his. Oh, this is a bad spot to be in. See, even a regular shot makes him flinch. He's very weak to the Mega Buster. Oh, there he goes. That's what I meant by the storm. So yeah, because he's weak to the Buster, I truly recommend starting with him. Not only that, but the Dr. Light capsule is in plain sight, so it's a great level to start with. If this is your first time playing this game and you'd like to give yourself a chance, start with this level. It's all I can recommend. So we get Shotgun Ice. Not the most useful weapon, but there's a specific boss that's weak to it, so we will use it for that at least. Still, the sub-weapons in this, not all of them are great, but they do serve a purpose at some point. Now that we have ice, logically we could go here. Spark Mandrill is weak to ice. However, we'll go somewhere else first. We'll go right here. Storm Eagle. I have a very specific boss order, and I'm not sure it's the most common one, but still, it's the one we always did when I was a kid, and I found it worked perfectly fine for me as a kid. And if it worked fine for me as a kid, well, as an adult, it should still be fine. But you can find your own boss order. I mean, you can even do a Buster-only run if you want. You could beat all the bosses with your regular Buster, and that would be fine. But it's fun having their weakness. It's sure going to make things a lot easier, and I don't think you'd like to see me fail over and over. I didn't practice a Buster only run. There's very few bosses I can comfortably beat with just a Buster. Of course, the one we're about to go face right now is one that I always beat with the Buster, as well as Chill Penguin. If I look at the bosses objectively, I think half of them I can beat with the Buster, and I probably will have to. Well, have to? Not really. Now that I think about it, we won't have to use the Buster that much against bosses. The first two are usually the ones that I focus using the Buster on. I never tire of watching people play this game. To be honest, if any of you are interested in sharing your playthrough of Mega Man X with me, I'd love to see it, especially if you've got tricks to show, or if you can do a Buster only run. I'd love to see that. Or if you've got stories to tell about the game, I'd love to hear them. I'm always open to hearing memories about games that people hold dear to their hearts. Okay, let's go up here. Let's break this open. Here we are, another light capsule. This capsule contains an enhancement for your helmet, which will allow you to break some ceilings with a headbutt. Oh well, let's get that. A sick new helmet. Can't say no to that. Yeah, now we can break these. That's going to come in very handy in the next level we'll go in. But now we need to make our way back up. We need to get to that airship we saw on the map. And to make it there, well, we need to make it all the way to the top of the stage. So let's keep climbing these scaffoldings. Is that how you pronounce it? Scaffoldings? Huh. It's times like these it shows that English is not my first language. But I'm sure you could tell from my accent. These things will try to grab you and bring you to a pit. Oh. Not the most reliable platforms, huh? But we made it to the airship. Let's take out its cannons, and we'll step inside. It's time to bring that ship to the ground. Let's go inside. Now that's how you make an entrance. And if you look at the background, you'll see that the ship is currently crashing down to the ground. Now, the reason why I like to do the Chill Penguin stage before coming here is that having the dash against this boss is extremely useful. Because one of my speakers is down, I don't hear the audio cue for him when he's dashing. That's always a problem. Huh, I thought he would do the egg attack. It's weird fighting him without that audio cue. Oh, there it is. That's the egg attack I was talking about. Okay, another one down. See, this one is also fairly easy to beat with the Buster. There is no reason to use something else against him, because his attacks don't deal big damage to you. His dive attack from the sky is the most painful one, but if you dash out of the way, you should be fine. I got hit quite a few times, and still, we were fine. Now that weapon I will use against the next boss. It's not obligatory, but it's useful. I find it does a bit more damage. Next time we'll make our way to Flame Mammoth stage. But for now I think 22 minutes is where we're going to call it for this episode, so until next time everyone, I wish you all a good night, and thanks for watching!